everyone, welcome to another week of Loom videos. So my name is Warren Howe and hope you're having a great day. So today we're going to talk about risk management. Yeah, risk management. Now, what is risk management to you? What determines, before we literally talked about risks in our group today. We were looking at the risk factors of Corsair, right? So if you want to, if there's any in-depth risk that you want to cover on a stock, if you want me to go through, just give me a holler, right? Give me a DM, drop me a DM, and we can have a chat, right? And by the way, guys, if you're interested to join, the private Discord group, give me a holler as well, or reach out to the management team, and we'll be happy to oblige. Yeah. So what is risk management? Before you click that buy button, okay, what are the questions that you ask yourself before you, essentially drop that buy, right? What is risk management to you, and how do you manage your risks? Because when it comes to asset classes, when it comes to investments, it's all about managing risks, not avoiding it, right? Any asset class, any sort of investment, they have risk. Investing in properties, there's risk. In fact, if you do not know what you're doing, it's a huge risk because big money is involved, right? Big, loans are involved. And if you are defaulting on loans, then it's a huge issue. Stocks is risky because you can be literally buying in today, and if you don't know what you're doing, you don't understand the business, you don't know what's your valuation, you don't know your cushion, you could be losing 50%, and you could just be blindly, diamond handing it all the way with no direction, right? So my point is, guys, risk management is very important. It's about managing risks, not avoiding it, right? So to me, risk management is where we asking how much is the whole company selling for, okay? The next question is whether or not you are willing to buy at this price. And what are you willing to do to know more about the company in order to lower your risks? So my point is, the more you know about the company, the more you understand the company, the better your risk management is. Automatically, that lowers your risk, because the first thing about risk is that you do not know anything about the company. You do not know where do they stand in the value chain. You do not know how they fare against their competitors. How are their gross margins, profit margins? If you don't know that, then you can't buy the company. It's simple as that. So not a lot of people ask this themselves, right? They look at the stock price. They don't look at, the market cap. They don't look at the EV, enterprise value. They don't ask all of these things themselves, and they say, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna click buy because it's easy to do, right? So my point is, we don't do that. Because me and you, we are investors, right? We are critical thinkers. We are long-term investors. We have business owner mindset. We don't do that. We always want to ask, right, whether or not it's going to give a discount, and are we patient enough to wait on the discount? Because, being patient means stock prices going down, and when stock prices go down, market cap goes down, and that lowers our risk. You see what I'm getting at? So asking how much, is buying Amazon, right? Amazon is a $1 trillion company. Microsoft is a $1.5 trillion company, whatever it is. Asking ourselves whether or not at this price right now, is it a cheap valuation? Basically we're asking how much. That's the first step, right? The second step is, how do we value these sort of companies? That's where the magic comes in, right? So, if you're serious in this game, you want to know more, right? I'm a coach. You can actually talk to me. We can then drop a DM. We can talk further. Now that's the first thing about risk management. The second thing is, are we buying at an undervalued price, right? Are we buying at intrinsic valuation, right? Because the stock market, the stock price, the market price of the underlying asset does not realize short term. You will notice that a company will take time for them to grow earnings, to grow product market fit, to grow adoption. And when they do, the real value, the market missed the market, they will deem that, that is a good investment. So people will be piling in. Institutions will be piling. My point is, we need to grab on early, and we need to know whether or not we're buying at an undervalued price, right? SoFi today might be an undervalued price, depending on how you look at it over the long term. Tesla today might be undervalued today if you're looking at the long term. You see what I'm getting at? So what is your right undervalued price, and are we buying it, at a good price? So knowing more about the business is like 70% of the work, in my opinion. Because if you know the business model, the sales, the profit, the debt levels, the financing measures, whatever it is, right, relevant ratios, more of the qualitative of the business, your risk management is boom, down, right? Risk factors down because you're understanding more. And if you explore the 10K, you will actually look at the risk factors, right? So the more you know about the business, the more you know where they're heading, whether you have faith in the management from what you've been seeing from earnings calls and earnings presentations, the lower your risk, right? So this is part of risk management. And how about portfolio management? Yep. Know how many percent we should be holding per stock, right? We want to know sector allocation. We want to be diversified, right? So depending on your portfolio goal, your portfolio blueprint, how are you going to be allocating your sectors? How are you going to be allocating your stocks? Because you want to be diversified. You don't want to be too tech heavy. You don't want to be too, asset heavy, whatever it is. We need to be diversifying. And that is a form of risk management. Yep. Knowing when to cut loss or take profits. Now, this is more of like a trader or short-term investor where we can actually cut our losses depending on the capital risk that we are willing to, to stomach, right? So these are a list of risk management. I've been going through my coaching calls. If you're interested, you're serious in the investing game, you want to lower your risks, give us a holler, right? The management team will work, the team will actually reach out to you. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you.